So this is perhaps the toughest non-conference game you had today. So what was the thought process before the game started today?
No, I think the thought process wasn't any different than, playing Oklahoma State or whatever. I think the girls understood the difficulty with the match, but I felt like before the game they were confident and ready to go. And, I think part of this is just learning the growth of our team, trying to learn what it takes to be playing in the top 20, in the top 10. And obviously TCU is a very, very good team. And, I disappointed with the loss, but at the same time, I think on the day, credit to them, I think they were the better team, and it's something that we'll grow from.
What were the things that TCU did to make it hard to play through? What were the things that you think your girls could have done better on today?
Well, I think they overload the wide areas. They overlap those two outside backs, and those kids have great pace. And so they create problems on the flank, and we knew that before. We tried to kind of set the team up in a way that we could deal with that, and we just weren't able to solve it completely. And then I think they got some special players. They're three up front, especially their striker is a special player, and kind of is a game changer and a difference maker. And I think that was a handful for us. I think for us, we never got in our rhythm. Things that we could have done better is just a priority on keeping the ball. That's probably the biggest disappointment for me. I can take the loss because obviously they're a really good side. But the thing that's disappointing is I didn't feel like they got our best game, and I didn't think we ever really got into our rhythm. We were probably a little better in the first half than we were the second. And, towards the end of the first half, created a couple of decent looks and a couple of decent chances. But overall, we lost to the better team.
Do you think this is like a preview for what you'll see against like Florida State and North Carolina later in the season?
Well, we know that. We played in the ACC, so we know what we're getting. I think Florida State's a soccer playing team's a better team. And that's no disrespect to TCU. I think the Carolinas of the world, historically those teams are playing for national championships. So we know what the ACC brings, and that's one of the reasons you play at TCU and you play in Oklahoma State is to get you prepared for your conference. And we'll be fine. It's one loss, but we're in a really good place. You mentioned to the staff, if you would have asked me in preseason if we would be 5-1 and we played the 16th ranked team and the 6th ranked team, would you take it? I'd have probably taken it before we kicked the ball. So I'm disappointed in the loss, but I'm not disappointed with where we are in the progress of our program.
Last question for me. What did it mean to the team to not have Amanda West out there today?
Thanks, Ryan. Obviously when she's a goal scorer and a leader on the field, and it doesn't doesn't help you not to have somebody that's your all-time leading scorer on the field. But at the end of the day, I'm certainly not going to use that as an excuse. I don't know the way they played, the way we played. Could she have made a difference? You would hope so. But we've got good strikers. Emily Harrigan stepped in, did a good job. Leah Pace is good. Shapansky and Landy. We've got enough good strikers that I don't think that was, I certainly don't want it to come out of this going we lost because we didn't have her.
Going off of that, even without West, you still put up a lot of shots throughout the game. So what does that say about the offense of this team?
Well, I think we're a good team offensively. I think if we would have done a better job of taking care of the ball, we'd have even created more chances. But the difference, I think, is you've seen this grow since we came on board in 2018. In 2018 and 2019, against this team, we would have had to just drop in and sit back and defend for 90 minutes and hope you get something off the counter. And now we're to a point, these last two seasons, we're to a point where we can come in and step in and play and compete with these teams. And, the ball bounces a little different way. Even though they were the better side, we could have still walked out of here with a win if the ball doesn't bounce the way it did. So at least we're in those games and competing. And, the other side of it, too, is it's the first time, I'm sure, in the history of this program that two ranked teams have come in and played a game. So I think there's many more to come. So I think we're, the trajectory of where we're headed with the program is I'm pleased with that. All right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.